So we often wonder, how does a relationship become toxic, right? Like, I didn't pick the person who is now treating me poorly for this way. I didn't pick this version of them. What happened? How did this happen? Why did it happen? And conventional wisdom, psychotherapy would say that it takes two, right? That you are showing up and somehow you are not participating at the level that your partner needs. So come together, maybe have some couples counseling, make sure that you're meeting each other's needs, check out love languages, which I adore. I think it's a great philosophy. Self-help books are full of suggestions on self-care and connecting to source and maybe doing some praying about it. Conventional wisdom tells us that a relationship becomes toxic because both parties are making it so. And I think we need to think about it a different way, because truly we're attracted to people that are familiar to us. Certain patterns are familiar to us based on how we were raised and our life experiences and things that we've been through. And so we meet these people where they are. We are attracted to who they are, and everything sort of begins in this idea of that's what we come to this relationship expecting, right? We expect someone similar to perhaps a parental figure or somehow. What ends up happening is that it's super intense in the beginning. A toxic relationship typically has the hallmark of being incredibly wonderful in the very beginning. Then there are calls to perhaps separate you from your loves, from your passions, from your hobbies, from your family, from your friends. Distance, perhaps your partner says, we should move in together. Okay, it sounds great because the beginning is wonderful and it's passionate and it's delightful. But as you notice the toxicities happening, you become unhappy, you express your frustration, your fears, your pain to this person who you are now connected to. And when you do that, then perhaps you become blamed for your frustration, for your inability to maintain calm in this. That your partner is suggesting that this is a normal situation that you find yourself in, that they're not having any problem with this new living arrangement, for example, but maybe you are. How does it break down, right? How does it become toxic? How did this happen? Everything was great in the beginning, right? They call it the honeymoon phase. Maybe we've passed the honeymoon phase and this is just our life together. And now you're committed. As the partner in this toxic relationship, you're committed. You love them, right? And you want to be with them and you want to fix it and you want that intensity back. You want the good feelings back. You don't want to have this disconnection. And I maintain that it was always toxic. You just didn't know it. Sometimes that truth makes it a lot easier to digest than blaming ourselves, as conventional wisdom would do. Conventional therapy, conventional self-help books say it takes two. It takes two people who are on the same playing field. It takes two people who are showing up equally, who are both sane and have the same drivers, the same desires. In a toxic relationship, at least one of the partners needs a certain level of control and validation, and they will do whatever they need to do to get it. If you are on the receiving end of that, it can feel like rejection. It can feel like withholding of affection, money, resources, time. It can feel like punishment, and it's toxic. And then when you go seek traditional therapy, you may not get what the response I'm telling you. You may get it takes two to tango here, and clearly you, on the receiving end, are frustrated and you're reacting to it. But really, you're reacting in a way that your brain and your body and your mind, everyone's screaming that there's something wrong. The toxicity exists and your partner is denying it or blaming you. So, how did it become this toxic? How does a good relationship go to bad? We just didn't see that it was always bad.